Hello, beautiful people. Hello. Welcome back to my page. My name is Ayana. I am the host and owner of Earthly and Divine LLC. Welcome back. We are on day one of our shadow work. And if you have your workbook, we're going to go ahead and jump right into day one. Again, this is 21 days of shadow work, and I am glad to see you guys this year. I do this once a year, every March, where we dive into different topics that are going to help us to dig a little bit deeper into our inner world and also to help us self-reflect and get a little bit more clear, and a better understanding of where we are on our shadow work journey. Okay, and our shadow work journey, again, it is just a part of ourselves that we may not look into often. It's a reminder that the ugly parts are good too. Okay, so if you have not done shadow work or you have not gotten the workbook from me specifically, this is the shadow work overview. So I'm just going to read that from the page here. So, what does it mean to refer to your shadow? It's a question. So, our shadow represents the dark side of our personality. It embodies all of the hidden aspects of ourselves that we will deny or avoid seeing. So, we have provided 21 topics that will challenge you to dig deeper into your innermost self. This can be sensitive and emotional work, so be gentle with yourself. Practice self-love each day for healing, integration, increased self-awareness, and transformation. So no matter what it is throughout the day, make sure to either take a bath or read a good book, watch a nice movie, drink some tea, do some slow massage on yourself, whatever it is that makes you feel good. Do that at the end of the day for your shadow work wrap up. Okay, we will be going through different topics and prompts that help define terms and conditioning that keep us hidden from our true power. Unlock your potential by reclaiming your power and following along throughout this challenge to free your mind from what no longer serves your highest good. And this changes every season, so that's why I do the shadow work once a year. Every March. March is generally retrograde season. We're in Pisces season, so I think that signifies a great purging on my end. So I am excited to be here with you guys. And if you have any questions, make sure to let me know in the comments. And send a message if you want any one-on-one readings or anything like that to help you on your journey. So let's begin. For 21 days, we will define each topic, and you can do a reading on yourself or follow along with the timeless spiritual readings that I have provided for the collective over on our Instagram page at Earthly and Divine LLC. Answer each journal prompt topic every day for healing and a deeper understanding of yourself and others, because others is a reflection of our inner world. And so if we find that we're triggered or anything by other people outside of us, that means that there's still some deeper work to be done inside of ourselves. Okay, so number one, day one is ego. Day one, ego. And defining your ego is a subconscious thinking, but it's a conscious thinking subject. It also is the perception of separation from other beings, the universe, and God. So it's to say, I am X, Y, and Z, and then there's God, and then there's the universe. Whereas realistically, on a spiritual level, we are all of it. Okay, we are embodied and encompassing all things, because we are we're great beings, we're light beings. Okay, so ego just kind of in equal separation. It's the best way that I can put it. So this separation by ego is the root cause of our suffering. When it comes to Buddhism is very much grounded in releasing, not suffering, detachment, those types of things. So it exists to protect yourself. Your ego exists to protect self from harmful situations and is a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. So traumatic experiences leave the ego wounded, keeping us in a continuous state of survival until we address what needs to be healed. Synonyms for ego could be pride, self-importance, self, me, my separate or unconscious. So again, the subconscious or the unconscious mind are the thoughts that are deep, deep down within. There might be something that had happened in childhood, or might be something that happened in your early adulthood that now you're reflecting over and kind of wondering why you are at a roadblock, or you've hit some speed bumps, or whatever the case may have happened along the way. Your ego could be a participant in keeping you from whatever success or whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish. Okay, so just keep your ego in check and practice some things that are going to help you take yourself out of self. Okay, so I'm gonna do a quick collective reading for us. I'm trying to see if there's any other notes here before we move on. That is our first page, our day one overview of ego and our shadow work. And so I have my notebook here. I'm just gonna take some notes. I've got baby here, so if you see a little head, it's baby. But yeah, we're gonna do a little reading here for the collective. So just gather yourself, make you some tea, get comfortable. If this does resonate with you, then make sure to let me know that as well. And again, if you're interested in any personal guidance, then send me a message and I can get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, so let us see what crystals that we need here for our ego healing this first day of our shadow work. Thank you guys also for joining me and participating in shadow work every year. I really appreciate seeing you guys here and being a part of this collective healing. We also have a full moon in Virgo coming. We got Mercury retrograde in effect. We've got this lunar eclipse season happening. So it's a lot of energies. There's a lot of planets that are lining up. A lot of portals going down. So let's see here. What crystal will help us with our ego for day one of shadow work? What crystal will help us? All right, so we've got astrophyllite. Okay, so here is the crystal. This is what it looks like. It says it gets its name from the Greek words for star and leaf. It forms in precious brown, orange, metallic blades that contain titanium and iron. So this is what it looks like. Okay, and it says very rare and very expensive. It's found in only a few isolated locations like Pike Peak in Colorado and Norway and Quebec. Who needs it? Anyone with a permission slip for an intergalactic field trip. Where to put it? Wherever you go to blow the lid off. An energy vortex, area 51 for an example. When to use it? When it's time to step outside of yourself, like way outside. Call on your energy of astrophyllite to electrify you with superhero purpose so you can take flight. Unlock your highest potential. So the biggest message that I'm getting here that correlates here with our ego is getting outside of yourself. So your ego is making you want to go into yourself. Your ego might want you to go into yourself, whereas your higher self may want you to go outside of yourself. Other way around. So your higher self may want you to go inside of yourself, whereas your ego might want you to go outside of yourself. With this situation, with this crystal, it's saying to take some time outside of yourself to maybe practice some higher education, higher learning, higher spiritual practices, whatever it is that's going to help guide you to your higher purpose or your highest potential outside of the mainstream, mundane, egoic, lower vibrational energies. Okay, so that is that for ego. And then let's see what other messages want to come out here. We've got a couple of minutes before we close it off. And I'm going to use the Monday's Mystic Tarot. Let's see what tarot messages are going to come out here for ego. For day one of our shadow work, what messages for the collective they most need to know at this time? Thank you, thank you, thank you. What messages here for the collective do they need to know? For ego. For shadow work day 1. All right, 2 of Cups. That's the first message. Let's see if there's anything else here connected to ego. 5 of Pentacles. Okay, I already see what's going down here. Okay, the bottom of the deck, the 8 of Swords, the ego. Keeping us stuck in our heads, keeping us stuck in our minds, keeping us thinking that we have no choices, that we cannot decide for ourselves, that we don't have what it takes to persevere or overcome a situation. Okay, I feel like here with the Princess of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, these two energies to me is giving lack. It's giving lack and a lack of thought of for self. Okay, the Princess of Swords here is like the Page of Swords, and that is kind of the communicator, is someone that is checking up on you, gathering information, that type of thing, but you're not really interested in gaining any information on how you can get out of this lack mentality. And that would be, i.e., your ego, keeping you stuck and keeping you feeling like you have nowhere out or no way to go. Okay, the Tower is going to shake that up for us. The Tower is going to help us to see the illusion of the 8 of Swords, the illusion of the 5 of Pentacles, and I'm also seeing that there's some illusions that might be going on within a relationship here with the 2 of Cups. So there might be some shakeups that's happening in relationships, which are also ultimately for your highest good here, because we have the Star. So these are wishes, dreams, possibilities. This is also connected. It could be like dream space energy. It's not giving full Piscean, but because we're in Pisces energy, I kind of feel more Pisces, but this is also Aquarian energy here. I've got some earth energy, water energy, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and we've got the Knight of Wands. So with the Knight of Wands here, I'm feeling this fire horse energy with this. I'm also getting Aries energy with this. With the Knight of Wands is more so going after the things that you want, but you might not be so solid in it. You might be in and out. You might not be fully committed like you maybe said that you once were. Okay, and that again has a lot to do with the illusions and the lack mentality and the lack of movement here. So what this is saying to me here with this Knight of Wands is that you might not be committed to this healing. You might not be committed to your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, and your goals. And you might not be fully committed to a person that's associated with that. Okay, and if that's true, then there's some things that need to be evaluated. There's some things that you need to go within and refocus on, re-educate yourself on what that looks like, and what feeling it is that you're kind of either lacking or the feeling that you're kind of craving. This is also again like mental, like it's a mental kind of prison that you've kind of put yourself in, or that your ego has put you in, and you're kind of debilitated by it. You're thinking that this is your thinking, whereas it's really your ego controlling the show. Okay, so once you get out of your ego, you get out of your head, you get out of this extraterrestrial thinking that nothing good will ever happen for me, and I will always be in lack, and nobody will ever love me, and things always kind of come to an end, or there's always destruction and chaos around me. Like, that thinking is like, it leads to a spiral. It leads to doubt, and it leads to fear, which our day 2 tomorrow will be talking more about fear. But today the ego is fueling all of that. The ego is at the forefront and leading the ship, so to speak, when it comes to these thoughts, when it comes to these relationships that might more be surface level as opposed to deep depth, which is what you're really dreaming for. You're really dreaming for deep, soulful, meaningful relationships and connections. However, this Knight of Wands again is not committed. It's not really solid. So It's going to keep you in this lack mentality and keep you from searching and seeking the information that you need to kind of get out of it. So let's get us an overall energy to close it out. Thank you guys again so much for joining me. If it does resonate, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to like it, give it a heart, and comment. Share it with a friend if you feel it might resonate with them as well. But let's get some love messages to close it off. For ego today, our day 1 of shadow work. What messages do we need to know for day 1 ego? What do we need to know about our ego and love? What love messages do we need to know for our ego? Okay, we've got 3 messages here. It says, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for your heart is the gateway to the soul. So yeah, like I was just saying, if you're in your head, you're not in your heart. And if you're in your head, you're in your ego, because your ego is going to be ruling up here as opposed to down here in your heart space. Okay, so really contemplate what it is that you really want in life, what it is that you're seeking. And if it could be anything, without any fears, without any doubts, without any worries, without any hesitation, what would it be? Write that down in your journal, okay? Now I'm going to go over these journal prompts before we end it off. But a message for you here. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. So someone that you're connecting with, they really, really love you. They have a message for you of love, a love message for you. But you might not be heeding it. You might not be worried about it. You might not even be paying it any attention right now, because you are focused more on where your head is at as opposed to how somebody else is approaching you. Okay. The last message here: life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow, you'll be surprised where it leads. And because again, this is Pisces season, it's all about the flow. It's all about letting things happen naturally and letting things go as they shall. Things will happen and unfold as they are supposed to. So there's no use in trying to control anything. That's ego. There's no use in trying to change anything that is outside of your control. That's ego. There's no reason for you to try and push and keep trying to push your own agenda, ego, to go a certain way, because ultimately it's just not going to happen like that. Okay, so realistically, I do see that there is some growth and development happening within the ego space here. I feel like there's some things that are taking place within the collective. There is still a blockage here, and there's a lack of patience with the balancing act of what you're truly going to stay committed to. There's a lot of people that might still be in, one foot out of a situation, or they may not still be clear on what they want to do within the situation. But I feel like eventually you're going to come to some sort of decision. You're going to come to some sort of understanding, but you have to get out of your ego in order to get those answers, and in order to feel that clarity that you're looking for and that you're seeking. Okay, so our journal prompts to close it for day 1. You can write this down. I also have it captioned down below. But number 1, what negative emotions do you avoid and why? Number 2, what about yourself do you not like and why? Number 3, what do I keep in the dark about myself? Number 4, what are you afraid of and why? And number 5, what is your biggest struggle when it comes to loving yourself? What is your biggest struggle when it comes to loving yourself? So I hope that this helped. I hope this gave you guys some clarity and some insight. And again, if you guys are interested in anything personal, make sure to reach out to me. I would love to assist you and guide you throughout your spiritual journey. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. For tomorrow, day 2 of shadow work, we will be diving into our fears. And so I will be here for you again at 1 o'clock. And until then, peace and love.